Thank you for joining us. Welcome to LumioseStation.
What's good, LumioseStation? I'm FeintAttacks, and today I'm bringing you another top 5 to LumioseStation exclusively here on LumioseStation. So guys, be sure that you are subscribed, and I hope that you enjoyed last week's top 5 Dragon-type Pokemon. Being my first ever video submitted for LumioseStation, you guys absolutely came through with the support, and I can't thank you guys enough. So I really wanted to go ahead and do something a little different rather than like a top 5 fire types, top 5 water types and stuff like that. I really wanted to change it up a little bit, so I went ahead, did a little bit of research as well. So I've come to the conclusion that I really wanted to do a top 5 scariest Pokemon in real life. So if these Pokemon were to exist in the human world, just how terrifying would they be? Now remember that all these top 5s are my own opinion, and they go in order from 5 to 1, 5 meaning my least scariest Pokemon to appear in IRL, and then the number 1 being the most scariest. So now, each of these, after I've read through a lot of these, I've really thought over it. And a lot of you guys may not agree with me, but these are just my opinions. So like I said, it's 100% opinionated. So I want to go ahead and let you guys know to leave your own comments on the top 5 scariest IRL Pokemon, or in real life Pokemon, you guys think would be crazy if they were to exist in the human world today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into my top 5 most scariest Pokemon in real life. Alright, so kicking off at number 5 on this list is the fire Pokemon Entei. Now, what's not really to think about what is scary about this Pokemon? Like, for some reason, I really dig it that he looks terrifying, but it's really his bio and the overall design about the Pokemon which really makes him scary. Like, legit, if someone was walking around with an Entei on a lead, you'd absolutely crap your pants because on how scary this guy looked. Not to mention his backstory is what really adds to the fact of a real beastie looking Pokemon. Like, his biology of the Pokemon is quite intimidating as well, and it adds a real fear factor about the Pokemon. It states, and I quote, "Entei is born whenever a volcano appears." It is also said that whenever Entei roars, somewhere in the world a volcano erupts. Now, imagine if this guy could roar up to around 30 times a day, really, on a daily basis, there'd be no Earth. There really would be no Earth because these volcanoes would just take over and destroy everything. So that's why I think this guy's got real potential in putting him into the top 5 scariest IRL Pokemon. Like, how would you feel if this guy was walking in the middle of a field when you happen to be there? Like, legit, you would just absolutely crap yourself. And I think he could do so much damage to the world just for the fact, like it says, when he roars, a volcano erupts. And if you've seen the movie 2012, and you see that volcano erupts, that kind of just took over the world. So imagine if Entei was to be in IRL, and just imagine if he roared, a volcano would erupt. And just how scary would that be? It honestly makes him really intimidating. So he definitely deserves a number 5 spot on this list, considering he's a real dangerous Pokemon. Alright, number 4 on this list, even though the Pokemon might not look scary through the day, it's his biology and appearance at nighttime what absolutely terrifies me. Now, if you've ever watched the movie Jeepers Creepers, then you'll know how I can relate to Cacturne and how this story kind of relates to Jeepers Creepers. So Cacturne is a scarecrow Pokemon, and now, for one, I think scarecrows are absolutely freaky as hell. I'm not sure about you guys, but whenever I drive somewhere and if I ever saw a scarecrow in the middle of a field, I just think, what if that was alive? Like, legit, in the middle of the night, if that guy just came to me, you know, just appeared behind me, I would absolutely cry my eyes out. So, like, I, for one, really think scarecrows are crazy as hell. So, his biology quotes this: "Cacturne is a nocturnal creature that barely moves in the day, but at night it searches for prey, or follows travelers until they become exhausted." So what would you do, right, if you're in the middle of, let's say, a field, and you're walking with your bags, and then you might just like, oh, I think we're going to camp down here for the night. And the next thing you know, this Cacturne is just stood behind you. How fucking freaky would that be? Like, seriously. And then he hits you with a needle arm, and then that's it, you're dead. Because this Pokemon just hits you with a needle arm, then it's going to like feast on your insides, and it's just crazy as hell to think that this guy could just live in this field, and it's so scary. Like, honestly, I'd just cry my eyes out. So if he just appeared behind me, I wouldn't even know what to do. So he's also already got a creepy fact about the Pokemon, considering he's a scarecrow, and all scary films are based around this type of scenario, so it really does add to the fact that he's a terrifying Pokemon. So if he did exist in IRL, I'd just wouldn't dare camp out anywhere in my life. So my fears of scarecrows and horror films, I really decided to put this guy at number 4. Alright, coming down to number 3 is Sharpedo. Now if you enjoy quiet times on the beach, or maybe a cruise ship, and you've ever wandered out into the sea and thought you'd go for a swim, then imagine seeing this Pokemon swimming towards you. It's known that a Sharpedo can swim up to 80 to 90 miles per hour. Just consider that, like seriously consider the fact that this Pokemon can move faster than a great white shark. Up to 80 to 90 miles per hour, just consider that. And then he shoots water out of like the little hole at the top of his head that allows him to move this fast. And now he can Mega Evolve. Get ready, he can move up to 125 miles per hour. That's as fast as a 1.9 litre diesel car going top speed. Like seriously, that's as fast as a 1.9 litre diesel car going max speed a Sharpedo can move up to. That's just insanely. There's no way you're going to shoot that guy down with a harpoon. There is just no way. Just seriously consider that. Its fangs can rip through iron and steel. This is what the bio says about it. Its fangs can rip through iron and steel, being able to tear a super tanker into pieces. When his fangs fall out, they grow back immediately. Now just imagine what it could do to human bone and flesh. There's no even question about it. This guy is scarier than any type of shark that lives in the water. So really, if you're thinking about going out for a swim, you may want to watch out for a Sharpedo. He can really do some damage. So this is like legit, holy shit, a scary ass Pokemon. So it resembles the piranha for eating humans and ripping them flesh into pieces. So I know it'd be terrifying if this guy was real rather than a shark. Like a shark's top record speed is 30 miles per hour according to Google. Well, that's what I got it off. So this guy can travel up to 125 miles per hour. So there's no way of getting rid of this guy or even chance of surviving. It's a good job this guy only exists in the Pokemon world with biology like that. This guy definitely deserves number 3 on this list. Alright, coming down to the number 2 spot on this list is Hydreigon. Now, Hydreigon, just think about a dragon roaming around in the 21st century. Would be scary as it is, right? You don't imagine to see a dragon roaming about in this time and day. So now, imagine if you put 2 heads on this guy. You think, fucking hell, this guy's getting even more scarier. Now think of putting 3 heads on this guy. Imagine how terrifying just putting 3 heads on something even is scary. That puts 2-headed dragons out of the question. This guy could destroy anything in its path, and his bio really backs him up with it. So I quote, Hydreigon is a 3-headed draconic Pokemon. It's black wings on its back. It has 6 wings on its back. So Hydreigon is a violent, destructive Pokemon. It's said that it will attack anything that moves, determine it a foe. Its head can consume anything. Anything! Like, what the hell? You couldn't even feed this guy if he was a pet. It's like you throw some steak at this guy, then he fucking gnaws on your arm, and you're just gone. It's like, what the hell? This guy considers anything to be a foe. How? It's just, I don't know, that is spine-chillingly scary. Is that even spine-chillingly scary? Yeah, that makes sense, right? It honestly makes sense. So even if it's said to be calm when raised by a skilled trainer, but to tell you the truth, I wouldn't even try to attempt to encounter this Pokemon, let alone capture it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys wouldn't like to even dare try and encounter this Pokemon. So this guy could bring so much fear. You know, the fact that he roams about, so unlike like Sharpedo, that guy only roams about in the water, but this guy roams about in the air, so he roams about the world, searching for anything that moves. It's just considered a prey and a target, so it's absolutely terrifying. So you'd have to like live underground just to be safe. Like, you'd have to build a house underground. I don't even know how that works, but you'd have to live, like, it'd be like a film living underground, so that'd be your only chance of surviving. So really, Hydreigon is a terrifying Pokemon. I wouldn't like to see one in this day and age, so I'm pretty sure you guys wouldn't as well. So he definitely does deserve number 2 spot on this list. Okay, so down to the number 1 spot on this list, I've decided to put up with Gengar. Even looking at the Pokemon isn't really scary, but it's his dex entry that really, in Pokemon Heart Gold, that makes him terrifying. It quotes, now listen to this, to steal the life of its target, it slips into the prey's shadow and silently waits for an opportunity. Like, what the fuck? His bio, that's the dex entry. right? That's a Dex entry to a Pokemon game. So how messed up is that? And its bio states, such as pretending to be one's shadow, then behaving erratically. When the quarry notices, this Gengar takes delight up the victim's terror. So this guy, right, this Pokemon, he pretends to be your shadow, which he can pretty much do anywhere because you've got a shadow following you at all times, right? So this guy follows you at all times, and then as soon as he notices you've noticed him, he eats you and steals your life. Like, what the fuck? How? Because it's the fact that he resembles like a ghost, so I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are terrified of ghosts as it is. So imagine seeing a Gengar stood at the end of the bed. Even though his design really isn't one of the best, like, scary looking Pokemon, even though I'd still see a Gengar and absolutely crap myself. So really, if you guys are strong, like if most of you like strongly, so like ghosts and shit don't scare you, his design's not really going to do anything to you. But even though if you're like a little scaredy cat like me and you saw a Gengar, you would absolutely crap yourself stood at the end of your bed, just waiting in your shadows. And even the thought of it right now going through my head while I'm talking, like, this is actually really scaring me. So if this Pokemon were to exist in real life, it will cause so much terror that this guy can creep around your shadow, and then when you notice him, he kills you. I don't even know how right that is. It's not, it's just wrong. It's really wrong. So also, as you guys know, it gets a Mega Evolution, and it's got a real nice bio about it, about the Mega Evolution. So it says, and I quote, "This new unblinking eye is oval and yellow and allows it to see into other dimensions." So it can see into other dimensions. So let me get this right. It moves in the shadows, it can take your life, and now it can see into other dimensions, and possibly even move you there? So if he doesn't want to kill you, if he like bites off your arms and legs and just thinks, you know what, screw it, I'm going to send him to the next dimension, he could send you into the reverse world with Giratina. And then what the hell's Giratina going to do to you? He's just going to absolutely wreck you. So this Pokemon can be classed as a terrifying Pokemon. So I definitely deserve to be on this list at number 1 for the most scariest Pokemon in real life. Alright, there you have it, guys. I've named off the top 5 scariest in real life Pokemon. Now, as I said, a lot of you guys might not agree with me. A lot of you other people will think like, oh, Pokemon like Arceus and Reshiram and Dialga and stuff. But I'm actually predicting like Pokemon that would happen in a human life scenario. Like, you wouldn't see a Pokemon even warp. You wouldn't, like, in human day life, you wouldn't see something getting warped like time and space and stuff. But you'd see a Scarecrow. You'd see a big-ass dog. You'd see, like, a shark. Right? Seriously? I know you wouldn't see a dragon, but imagine if you did see a dragon and then Gengar to put up with that. It's absolutely terrifying. So, there we go. We named off my top 5 scariest Pokemon. Like I said, this is 100 opinionated. So, I want you guys to, and I strongly urge you guys to go ahead and leave your top 5 scariest IRL Pokemon in the comments section below. Also, I want you guys to vote on next week's, because I want to introduce this as a top 5 so you guys can get hyped as well for the top 5. So, I want you guys to leave some suggestions as well as to what next top 5 you want me to do. So if you want to see like a next top 5 character customizations, you can do that. If you want to see a next top 5 fire types, go ahead and do that. Leave your comments and I'll be absolutely delighted to go ahead and read those from you guys. So today's episode, guys, I really enjoyed bringing you it. Doing something like this is a different, and I hope to bring like constantly different stuff to the channel. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I want to thank you guys for sticking around. If you're not subscribed to the LumioseStation, be sure to go ahead and do that already. Be sure to go ahead and drop a like on today's episode. Like I said, if you did enjoy. For me, I've been FeintAttacks. Thank you for watching today's video on LumioseStation. For that, I'm out. See you next time, guys. Peace.